What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about my biggest disappointments of E3 2021. Now, I actually said I was going to pick the things that were the biggest, like the biggest announcements. I'm actually going to do that, or maybe I already did, depending on when you guys see these videos, on my second channel. So make sure you guys are obviously subscribed here. But if you guys haven't subscribed to Podcast Now Plus, the link is always in the description, and that one will do a more positive discussion on the bigger things announced over the past, let's say, 4 or so days, okay? In this video, I want to talk about some of the biggest weaknesses or the negatives, and then tomorrow I want to do kind of a review of E3, but more or less me destroying it, giving you guys very clear, I would say, straightforward lines of thinking of where I'm at with E3, and we're going to go from there, okay? We're going to have a lot of fun. I am going to take the anti-E3 approach. I actually should have just stuck with my guns because I was so negative against E3 leading into it. Obviously excited for the announcements, but just not liking how it's formatted, the organization, the planning, absolutely awful. I kind of backed away from that. Probably shouldn't have, because now it's kind of popular to hate on E3, and I was doing it before it was cool. All right, so let's talk about it. I mean, again, make sure you guys are aware, like really think about this. I'm not saying every single thing shown here was absolutely horrible. I'm not against game announcements. It's not like I'm some like anti-gamer, okay? I play games every single day, okay? I love the industry, even though it's also the stupidest and the most, idiotic industry probably in the entire world. Okay, so firstly is the conferences. Now I will say, excluding Xbox, Bethesda, and I will also exclude Nintendo. I will pardon them. I will excuse them from class, okay? They weren't the greatest students in the world, but they passed their test. They tried. They showed up. They had their number 2 pencil. All that stuff, they were ready to go, okay? Xbox, Bethesda, they aced it. And again, like I guess the margin was, up or down depending on who you are. Maybe you liked Xbox, Bethesda more than me. I thought it was really good. I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever, but I thought it was really good. So maybe you liked it more. Maybe you didn't like it as much. Nintendo, I know it's, I don't think everybody liked Nintendo. I get it. I get that they didn't come with the biggest announcements in the world, but they definitely at least showed up, okay? Which you can't say for companies like Take-Two. Okay, they didn't show up. They did what people are calling it, an E3 Zoom conference about diversity. We made a whole video on that. Go watch that video. I can't believe that they did that, to be quite honest with you. Now, there was warning a day before, as we said. I didn't know that. I didn't see the warning. But again, that kind of just goes to one of the overall weaknesses with E3, which was planning. We didn't know what to expect. Jeff Keighley said that. Jeff Keighley said, be prepared for this kind of thing, because E3 didn't. So, Take-Two, garbage. Big disappointment. And again, was I expecting BioShock? No. Okay, was I expecting GTA 6? No. I mean, I wasn't even expecting the moon. Like, there's some people that were going into it hoping for... I saw in the chat, can we please get GTA 6? Okay, move on and talk about GTA 6. These are some sad people, okay? Or not really sad. They want what they want, and I respect that, okay? But they're just, I would say, uneducated in the way that you really should not have expected GTA 6 coming out of E3, okay? But again, you want what you want. But, that was never going to happen. So, was I expecting games that big? No. Did I think we would get a look at 5? The remaster for PS5, Xbox Series? Yeah, I thought we would. Did I think we could get, NBA, which I don't even like NBA. I'm not a basketball fan. Did I think we could see it, though? Yes, I did. Did I think the Marvel XCOM game would be there? Yes, I did. I mean, these are simple things, and we didn't get it. Okay, so obviously that. WB Games, here's another one. Now, again, this was on E3. This is on E3. Communication, planning, absolutely abysmal, right? They didn't do anything. They did Back 4 Blood, and that's it. And while I like Back 4 Blood, and I like the modes they talked about, and I liked what they showed, I'm going to participate in the beta, and I did the alpha, a few months ago. I'm happy with it. But I mean, again, we know they have things to show, and they didn't show it, okay? So obviously that was, a disappointment. Again, there's nothing I can really say about Xbox, Bethesda. Nintendo, sure. Did we get a release date for Breath of the Wild 2? No. Did we get a Switch Pro? No. Did we get Metroid 4? Close. We got Metroid 5 because they skipped one, and I mean, obviously it was to give more time to it, right? But they didn't do that. They didn't, there's a lot of things they didn't do. But they also, again, they at least tried. Ubisoft, our good old kickoff buddy, Ubisoft, I mean, A for effort. Actually, I'm not even going to do it. And you know what? By the way, just a quick tangent. Why is it A for effort when effort starts with an E? I never understood that. I always thought it was one of the stupidest things anybody ever said, and so I'll call myself stupid. I just don't understand it. Anyway, I'm not giving them an A for effort. You should give them an E. I'm going to give them a solid D- or D+, somewhere in the D range, because, again, did they show some okay stuff? Yeah. but it was more of a story of what they didn't show. So in terms of like disappointments, again, was I expecting everything? No. Did I really think we'd get Beyond Good and Evil 2? No. Did I think we could maybe get Skull and Bones? I mean, I was hopeful. No, but we didn't. You know what I mean? We didn't get like Splinter Cell, Beyond Good and Evil, New Rayman, all of the Skull and Bones, those 4 really. We didn't get anything, okay? We didn't get a single gosh darn thing from any of them. Instead, we got Riders Republic, which looks okay, but I'm not going to get it. And, we got Far Cry 6 about 5 different times at E3. That's fine. I mean, I like Far Cry 6. I'm going to play it. I'm going to buy it day one. Did I need to see it? No joke. We saw it, 3 times, I think? Did we need to do that? No, we did not need to do that, okay? I mean, and then there was all the in-between. That was another issue with E3 is really... you think about, and I'm going to talk about this in tomorrow's video too, because people could say, well, I mean, Xbox Bethesda did good. Did they need E3, guys? Did they need to do it at E3? No. The answer is no. I don't care what people say. They did not need it. Nintendo, they literally did a Nintendo Direct. Did they need E3 to do that? No, they absolutely didn't. Everybody else that went, I'd say 95% of what I didn't just say, Xbox, Bethesda, Nintendo, they went for, participation points. They may have had a gun pointed to their head from the ESA and said, come to E3, and they said, yes, master. That's what it felt like, because, Verizon, Razer, they did conference. I don't even know what they did. I heard, I believe, Verizon or somebody else also did a diversity and inclusion conference. I mean, what in God's name is going on? So I know this is, again, this is actually changing from the topic I want it to be. I'm getting a little aggressive. I mean, my voice is getting a little bit higher than it normally would. It's not necessarily even about biggest disappointments. It's just what the F, WTF happened for E3. But no, I mean, in all honesty, that's how I sum up the disappointments, right? You have Xbox Bethesda, you have Nintendo. They showed up, they did an okay job. Xbox Bethesda did better than that, but Nintendo did pretty solid, I think. But again, other people may not agree. Square Enix, they showed up, they tried, they could have done more, they didn't, which is okay, I guess. I mean, they announced a new Final Fantasy game. Now, does everybody like what it looks like and all that stuff? No, they definitely do not. And I get that. They showed more of Life is Strange. Makes sense. Comes out in September. Guardians of the Galaxy. That was their big game. Could they have done more? Could they have teased 7 Remake Part 2? I'm sure they could have. Would it have been a good idea? Maybe not. Kingdom Hearts. Could they have shown something? Probably. Would it be would have been a good idea? I don't know. So, it's a little, to me, it's kind of hard to judge Square Enix because they did what they could. And then, yes, you could talk about games that are even further away, like more Final Fantasies, like Kingdom Hearts, like stuff like that. But, I mean, they may have just been so far away. But, again, then don't do a show. I'm going to say that. This will be one of the last things I say. I was mad at Konami. Remember, Konami was supposed to be here, and we probably would have gotten news on the Metal Gear game or a Silent Hill game or something, okay? That was most definitely going to happen, okay? And they pulled out about a month ago. They, wrote on Twitter that they were officially not going to be at E3, and I gave them a lot of, I was upset, and I said, don't, and I still stand by that. Don't say you're going to be at E3 to then pull out a month before the show. I think that's just stupid. But credit where credit's due, at least they were aware that they could have probably gone. They could have gave a 25% effort compared to what they wanted to give, and they could have gotten away with it because Take-Two did it, WB Games did it, Square Enix did it, Ubisoft, everybody, 95% of the companies here did that, okay? They could have gotten away with it, but they decided not to, and I actually respect the heck out of that now. It's actually very weird, you know what I mean? Don't say you're going to be somewhere to then pull out a month before. I agree with that, but, you got to stick with your guns, and if you feel you can't give a good show, don't show up. So, yeah, I'm stuttering. I don't know what to say. E3 this year was more of what it could have been. I mean, yes, again, and don't take this the wrong way. I'm sure people will take this the wrong way. I'm sure there'll be dislikes. I'm sure there'll be, we just got through a global blank. I'm going to address that tomorrow. I don't buy that. Don't come at me with that. I don't think that's a good excuse whatsoever compared to some of the other things I've already talked about on the channel. So don't come at me with that. But I get it. there were announcements. I'm not saying I was against every single thing announced. I'm not, even Ubisoft showed some okay stuff that I live streamed it. I enjoyed some of it. Okay, and again, Xbox Bethesda I think did a really good job. But I mean, we just kind of and I didn't expect everything. I know I made videos on everything. We talked about GTA and we talked about Dead Island 2 and games that probably had a 0.01% chance of showing up. I get that, okay? And I know I did that. But I mean, I said in those videos I didn't think it was going to be there. They were just fun to talk about. So it's not like I was expecting 500 games to be at E3, just like some here and there. You know what I mean? That's why I actually think Nintendo was okay, because it wasn't perfect, but they had things, and I was interested even if I wasn't going to buy them. I think that was fine, but not everybody did that. So those, to me, I know I'm not very specific in terms of what was the biggest disappointment. It was the lack of anything. That's the biggest disappointment. E3 sucked, and I can't imagine people thinking it was good. I really can't. But I mean, let me know. I'm not. I should have said this earlier, but I mean, if you guys don't know who I am or you haven't seen my channel, I am very open. I mean, I'm very blunt, as you can probably tell, very honest, but I also have no problem with people disagreeing. If you don't if you don't agree, I've said in past videos, you can hate on me in the comments, and people have literally said, "Oh, you said I can hate on you, so here you go, here's some hate." I mean, people do that, so you don't have to do that. Maybe be nice if you want, but no, let me know if you disagree. If you thought E3 was great, let me know. I really want to hear it in the comments, and as long as you hear me out, I'll hear you out. That's the best thing I can probably say. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Make sure, if you haven't already, if you guys liked the way I expressed myself, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, all of that good stuff, okay? Again, my second channel, we'll talk about some of the bigger, like my personal standouts, let's say, on E3, and then tomorrow I want to talk about how E3 should just go away and die, okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.